stress response is an adaptive short term, but it's harmful when it's persistently activated because we're bathing our neurons in stress, which ends up killing them off. Stress increases cortisol, blood sugar, and stress chemicals to help you fight or flee. But that's supposed to be short term. You run away from the hungry lion, you get safe, you relax. It's not supposed to be a ultra marathon. Chronic stress dysregulates the nervous system, increases inflammation, impairs sleep, and decreases overall bodily repair and resilience. Think about a car. And I'm really bad with my automotive metaphors, but I'm going to try it anyway. Think about a car that you never take to have its oil changed. You never take it to, you give it bad gas. You never take it to be tuned up. You know, it's in chronic disrepair. You're not taking care of it. You're not letting it rest and heal. So it's not going to be as gas efficient. It's going to break down more often. You're going to have more problems with it. Adopt a trauma-informed lens to identify triggers and increase safety and empowerment. You know your environment is safe, and the person objectively probably knows that the environment is safe. What they know and what they feel may be very different because feelings can be triggered. Smell is one of our strongest memory triggers. Now, I know as we age, we lose our sense of smell becomes impaired. It doesn't completely go away. But the sense of smell can be triggering. But there are a lot of things in the environment, sights, smells, sounds, etc., that can trigger memories of prior trauma. And we want to ask the person, what is it that in the environment that makes you feel unsafe? My stepfather's family, first family, unfortunately perished on Christmas Eve as a result of faulty Christmas lights. So guess what some of his triggers were? Christmas trees and Christmas lights, which, are up everywhere. But recognizing that, my mother never put up a Christmas tree because she knew that it was going to be too triggering for him to have that up. And we can't expect everybody to forego a Christmas tree because the Christmas tree is triggering for one person. But it is helpful to make sure that there are spaces where the person can get away from that. You don't want Christmas trees and Christmas decorations in every single room because it might be triggering for somebody. But we don't know. We don't know until we ask. Are there particular things that trigger trauma memories for you? And if so, let's talk about what we can do. Smells. That's another one. And I mentioned smells as a strong reminder. My grandmother always cleaned with Pine Sol. So for me, Pine Sol triggers happy memories. For somebody else, Pine Sol may be associated with not so happy memories. The same thing, my son was a micropreemie. So we spent weeks in the neonatal intensive care unit. And I swear every hospital uses the exact same cleaner. You can go into a hospital in Florida and one in Tennessee, and they smell the same. That smell reminds me of the time that we spent in the NICU. Not necessarily the happiest times, not the worst, but it does bring back memories and just understanding how we work as human beings is important so we can recognize that it could be somebody's cologne. It could be what we're cleaning with. And if it's stressing somebody out, what can we do? You may not be willing to change the cleaner you're using at your facility because corporate bought it in bulk. Okay, fine. So what can we do for this person for whom this is triggering? Maybe they can, we can not use that cleaner in their room. Maybe we can use an alternate cleaner in their room. Maybe, I don't know, you can brainstorm. We need to address sensory impairments in older patients through regular screening, use of assistive devices like hearing aids and glasses and apps to help them retain as much independence as possible for as long as possible. Make environmental modifications, improve lighting so they can see without glare, so it's bright during the day and less blue light at night. And there's reduced clutter. Clutter apparently is stressful for everybody, which I know is stressful for me, but research has indicated that it's stressful for most people. But clutter often creates a trip and fall hazard. And that's really what we're worried about, because we want to make the environment safe. And safe means people aren't going to get hurt. And provide supportive communication. Recognize the interplay between sensory decline, trauma risk, and emotional well-being. If my senses go down and I'm not perceiving dangers in the environment and I get hurt, then I'm going to be more anxious that I am vulnerable to get hurt again. Adopt slow and gentle care approaches to build trust and a sense of safety. When you touch a person, an older person, it takes a minute for them to register that you're touching them. And you don't want to just come up and, pat somebody on the back. It may startle them, especially if they didn't know you were coming up from behind. So be slow, be gentle, and build trust so people know that they're not going to be startled. Encourage the use of sensory aids and educate about environmental safety to mitigate feelings of unsafeness and trauma. This includes, for proprioceptive senses, the sense of touch, this includes using walking devices. Some people will refuse adamantly to use something that's going to help them with their balance. And that can be a real challenge at keeping them safe. We want to be as empowering as possible to help them make their own choices, but we also want to make sure that we are arranging our environment in a way, especially if they're in an assisted living facility or a nursing home, we're making arrangements to the environment in a way that is not going to be risky for them.